I thought I was gonna just do all of them. Why not? Let's do all of the clips. Hello everyone, Skyking here. So I've been working on this AIO and Bits and Bobs update for a long time now, and now I'm finally jumping into it hardcore and getting a lot done. I've gotten a lot done the last couple days, over the weekend. And so I'm going to try and take care of it here. Tonight, I don't know how much I'm going to get done tonight, but I'm going to try and get as much done as I possibly can. So we're going to just jump right into it. This is what I'm working on here. I'm just going to turn this on. So this is what I'm working on here. And this, I've already done this texture, but I'm doing it again. This is the Ruins chair. If I go into my special edition folder here and pull up the meshes, and I'm just going to type in Ruins chair. No. Let's see, what if I just do chair? Let's just type in Ruins. All right. So I'm going to see, maybe it's Ruins throne. Table, scalpel, scissors, spiders, sconce, pots. I want to see if I can find this throne or chair. Interesting. Altar, but that's not what I'm looking for. Let me jump into the game because I really want to find this. I really want to find this this mesh so I can test. So I don't have to keep jumping into the game. I like to just have the mesh loaded up in NifScope. Makes it easy. So that's what I'm gonna do. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Monday. It sucks. Everybody's playing Starfield, which I think is awesome. I'm loving Starfield personally. I am like at a level 20, 21. I've been taking my sweet time doing activities and side missions and stuff, and I'm enjoying it. I've not been doing just the story mode. In fact, it's been a while. It's been a few playthroughs since I've done an actual story mission or quest, if you will, and it's fine. So let's take a gander. I'll show you on the way out. I'll show you a couple things that I've done. So I've done this cool Ruins table with new stone top, so it doesn't look like wonky marble. Even the static mesh improvement mod texture was really, really not good. Of course, these fire things, a bunch of other stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my crawl space, help crawl space, and I'm going to do Granite Hill OACC raw space. Let's see if that's correct. Yes. Zarlek, Nostalgia, Chardero, hello. I'm off to see. I'm off to get a mesh code real quick. Is really all I'm doing. For this guy, as you can see, I've already made this texture, but I'm going to remake it. That's what I'm doing here. So this is called Ruins underscore chair, which is fine. So here, I will now exit out and find Ruins underscore chair. Wow, not in there. That is interesting. Maybe it's here. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and extract this to my desktop. Then go to the desktop, meshes, furniture, Nordic Ruins chair. And here is our mesh. In this, I'm going to go ahead and put these textures on real quick. I think I have them under Nordic textures to do. I do, right here. And these are the ones that I'm working on, are just in this little desktop folder. And it kind of gives you a good idea like where everything is at. Of course, you can also click it and export the template if you want. So we can just type in chair. And then we can come in here and import it. Let me make sure that this is the correct size. It's not, so we're going to 2048 it. There we go. And then I like to do a color overlay. Something contrasty so I can really see it. So that's it. Right here. It's all, it's not great. There are things in this that I have questions about, but it's there if you want it. Before, I had kind of captured some of this height data through another method, and I didn't like it too much. So I'm going to hand draw it, which is what I've been doing. I took a rough brush and then squished it, and then set it at an angle. So I took a pencil brush. You can also take something like this and squish it, and then set it at 45. And that works well too. Just set your brush size to be something smaller, because it's a wet brush, so it goes wide. And then of course I'll do my smoothing up at like 90%. And then you just hand draw all of the carvings. Pretty easy. And you got to do this with all of them. So it's not the most fun work. It's pretty boring. But it's okay. Some people would like go out and make some of these flare and things. I'm not going to do that. You can if you want. Like if you wanted to take this and go all the way to the edge and do something like that. That's okay. It's just more time consuming, and it's a question of if people would even realize this, if it, you know. A big reason why I smush my brush and rotate it is to already kind of get some of that line variation already in. So I really don't do that too much. All right, moving on. I hope everyone had a good weekend, by the way, too. Mine, I had so much stuff planned to do and didn't do any of it. But that's okay. There we go. And bring this up. I would join them. Why not? So that takes care of that guy. Let's keep moving. But yeah, I've noticed a huge decrease in live stream audience ever since Starfield came out, which tells me everyone's just playing Starfield, which I think is funny. And then you can't stream Starfield because everyone's playing Starfield, and no one wants to play and watch a stream. So I think I'm gonna wait till Starfield really dies down before I do anything, like play a game or anything like that. I'm just gonna do these textures. But what I'm interested in is, what are people's thoughts about how Starfield may impact Skyrim playership or player count in the future, especially once Creation Kit comes out for Starfield. Do you think that's going to have an impact on Skyrim? I am seeing an impact already in the sense that the frequency of mods coming out has dropped. Less mods are coming out, and there are less endorsements going out, which means there's less downloads happening. Less downloads. One thing I've noticed is that before on Nexus, to make it to hot files, you have to have endorsements. The more endorsements you have, the higher up the hot charts you go, all the way to number 1. Usually the number 1 hot file will have multiple hundreds, if not over 1,000 endorsements on it. The bottom, the very last place for hot files is usually about 100, and it takes about 130 endorsements to get into hot files. So if I look here on Nexus, no furniture camera, 580 endorsements, which is super duper low for first place hot file. But look at this, 83 endorsements. For when Bits and Bobs was released, for me to get into hot files, I needed to have 132 endorsements. So we're looking at a third reduction. So there's a traffic reduction of at least a third, whether it be new mods, mod downloads, endorsements. There's a hit of a third. But does that translate to player count? Like, is there less player count? That's a good question. I cannot give actual physical numbers for all player counts, simply because I think most players are on Xbox for Skyrim. I think 3-1, 2-1, somewhere between 2 and 3-1. Most players are on console. But when I looked up the Steam DB charts, or the Steam player count charts, not much of reduction in PC, which I found interesting. What is... It's so sad what they've done. Hello, Yoshido. What they've done with the Star Wars franchise. They ruined everything I ever liked about it. I don't know. I like it. Now, the last 3 movies were crap. Seeing Impact, I think there'll be less Skyrim action on modding when the CK for Starfield comes out. I agree, Tradera. That's what I think. I haven't seen most of the new Star Wars shows, except some of the first seasons of Mandalorian. Looking forward to you. All right, thank you very much, Flash. I'm looking forward to being done with them. This is one of those projects that have been on my mind for a few years. So Star Wars, I like the shows. I'm a big fan of Rebels and Clone Wars shows. I think that they're awesome. I know George Lucas had a big hand in both of those shows, since those were before the Disney takeover. George Lucas had a big hand in Rebels and Clone Wars cartoons. Ahsoka is one of his characters. He helped design her, and then Dave Filoni, of course, did all the writing and stuff. So to see them going back to the recipe of Clone Wars and Rebels is really nice. It works. I mean, it's tried and true. Mandalorian is okay. I wasn't 100% on the last season. Wasn't 100%. I think it's kind of gone astray from what it originally was, it feels like. Right? But Ahsoka I really do dig. I really think that's a cool show. I think it's a cool show anyway. I do like the... What was I going to say? Come on. This says I'm skipping frames. I'm not skipping frames. You're getting plenty of frames. Let's just turn things off. All right. We're fine. The Ahsoka show is great. There have been a couple of good game releases. Yeah, the games are nice. The PC optimizations of them aren't nice. Obi-Wan like prequel Obi-Wan? Or... Because prequel Obi-Wan is pretty badass. The Obi-Wan show was not good. I did not think it was a good show. It didn't need to be made, to be honest with you. Much like I really like the Solo movie, but the Solo movie didn't need to be made. I don't think Disney knows what they're doing with it. I think they just need to... I think Dave Filoni just needs to buy out LucasArts. I think it was funny when Disney bought LucasArts and then made all of the books legends instead of canon. And then they were like, what have people done after... I want to make sure I quote this right. What have people done after Return of the Jedi? No one knows. The story's never been written. And it's like there's literally 30 books about what happened. And I love that everything new that they come out with just completely invalidates the sequel movies. It's like, thank you. Those sequel movies were so freaking bad. And I feel bad for saying it because my nephews love it. But, geez. If they're not just shit-tastic. I mean, Rey, what a horrible character. Finn and Poe were the only two good characters. But, man. Just a roller coaster in all of the bad ways. A roller coaster in every bad way that you can imagine. But I'm not thinking like, the prequel movies were amazing either. I mean, the second prequel film is almost unwatchable to this day. But that's just me. I'm just spitting. Once bitten, forever smitten. Let's get this all popped off, and this will be done. I know it doesn't look like it's filled out, really, but trust me, it is. Once we get done with this, it will be very filled out. Oops. I hear a cat at the door. They're trying to break it open. Probably a sweet pea. Hold on. Here you go, sweetums. No, the architecture AIO is a gone thing. It's never going to be updated again. It's all just one AIO now. There's landscapes, Whiterun, Solitude, Nordic dungeons, you know, all of that stuff. Or you can just get the AIO. So you can do a la carte or AIO. Bits and bobs is the only thing that's not in the AIO, even for PC. Because a lot of people don't want the clutter also. They like to piecemeal that out between various different mod authors and stuff like that. Okay, and then this comes down. Let's get rid of this guy. Boop, pink, pink. I like the Marvel movies. Oh man, jeez, they were good. Like the first, like era, I guess, of Marvel movies were really great, and then yeah, they just kind of started, you know, falling. How am I so consistent? That's a really great question. I'll show you. So here's how I build out a brush. I download a bunch of brush presets. So we'll just snag this guy, right? Okay. So let me zoom it out. So it is hard, like, because I use a mouse, I'm not using a pen, and so if I tried to draw like a swirl, I mean, it's not great. Okay, this is horrible. But what I like to do is I like to take the smoothing and turn it to about 90. And then my swirls get a lot better. So the smoothing is the big helper. Big helper. Another thing is, like, again, if you just smush your brush and angle it, it also makes it kind of look cool. Right? Kind of gives you that cool, like what is it, like a fountain pen or an italic nib on a fountain pen, right? And if I tried to do that without smoothing on, there's a big difference, right? So the smoothing is the number one thing. What can I say? Just find which smoothing works for you. Even if I'm using a tablet, I like to use it. I like to use smoothing. Yeah, Sweet Pea's the cat. Strong female character look good and gets the job done. Yeah, it really kind of took out with bringing that whole argument in of like what y'all are saying. Star Wars didn't need it because it had already established female characters as very strong, you know, characters with like Mon Mothma, Princess freaking Leia, Ahsoka, the Mandalorians. I mean, hell, even Obi-Wan had a thing for the ruler of Mandalore. I mean, if you're a Mandalorian, you're already tough as shit anyway, right? So, not sure. But yeah, they just ended up making them more sexist than they had to be, I think. But I'm just glad, you know, get away from the Skywalker storyline. We've heard it. Right? I still think the best Star Wars show is Andor. Andor is crazy good. Andor is crazy good. Alright, let's go ahead and connect all of these. Holding shift, click, hold shift, click. Click, hold shift, click. Very simple to do that. Right? You can do that. And then once we're done with all of these carvings, we're going to do some outer glow to make it look like it's beveled. And then we should be straight. Yeah. All right. Again, I'm gonna hold shift. Now, I don't know if this is stone or metal. I'm gonna do it in metal. You could easily do it in stone, but I think that would be too much going on. I got one more carving right here to do. And then I got these little guys up here, so I'll just go ahead and punch these out. Now what's great, since the textures are already set up on the mesh, if I just hit save, it should update the mesh. Let's get this carving done, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like on the mesh. One shitty thing about the Nordic textures is that they are used, all of these Nordic textures are just shared between so many meshes. And the meshes will use 3 or 4 different textures each. So it's, if you do one texture, you're only like updating a part of a mesh, which is sometimes frustrating when you want to just update like the handle, like the Nordic switch that everyone hates, right? And it's like, oh, well, that's just a part of this bigger texture. And if you retexture that, then it just partially textures 30 other meshes. So you got to do 5 other meshes if you just want to do just the switch. You're going to have complete inconsistencies everywhere. So that's, it turns into a rabbit hole. Kind of like what I was talking about with doing the books before. When I was doing the burned and ruined books in the ledger. It becomes a thing. Cool. I'm just going to pop these out. Add it like that. And always just hit undo if you're not happy with something. Don't try to fix it. Just hit undo and do it again. Nice. Okay, that'll work for me for right now, I think. Yeah, I should take care of all of that. So now what we can do is we can just hit Control S, then pull it up here, and now you can see where all of my highlights and everything are now. Everything that I've done. So now I'm going to take care of some of these borders, these circles. I'm not going to do these circles. I'm going to do something else. But we're going to take some of these trim pieces, take care of some of these trim pieces here. What textures are left to do is a good question. I do have a folder here on my desktop called Textures to Do. So in the clutter, I want to redo this sconce base, this ruined sconce, and the ruined sconce base again. I've already done it, but I want to redo it. Other than that, it's this chair and the dragon claws. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the dragon claws or not. But basically for clutter, just the ruined sconce and the chair, which we're doing. That's it. For here under Nordic, I need to do the puzzle doors. Is really all I have to do is the puzzle doors. And it's just one. It's just these two, which are I think the same texture. One's lighter and one's darker. I don't think there's any difference between them. So it's just that one texture. This and this texture are easy to do, and I'm gonna wait to do them later. So I'm not gonna be too worried about that. I'm gonna do those later. But yeah, so basically I have like 3 textures left to do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Ruins Clutter Improved mod, and I'm going to put all of my files over that and see what leftover files I didn't do. There are some things that Ruins Clutter Improved is going to be doing that I'm not going to do, which is like the blood extractor and the Dwemer cube that you get. I don't really care to do those, so I'm not going to do them. Right? That's basically... So there's like small little things like that. But the Skyland AIO and Bits and Bobs already covers a shit ton. A shit ton already. So these are pretty small. So I'm going to go with something that's not too tight of a pattern. I have found out that if you go with a looser pattern, it's a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see if I can find something that I like. I'm not sure. I don't have any like Celtic knots. I don't think. This is floral type shit. I think the next one's floral shit too. Yeah. I got these to do the oh, this will work. I did these to do the silverware and Bits and Bobs, to do like the actual silver pottery and stuff like that. And it worked out. Worked out well. Very well. So let's just take this. I'm just gonna just do a roughy do, and then we'll set it up later to get it to fit perfectly. Right? So here I'm just going to take that. I'm going to convert and rasterize this. And I will set this to just screen. Let's take a look at the sizing. So we know we want it here. Bring this to about here. And this to about here. That works. And we'll pull this down to about here. Yeah, that's fine. So something like that. And then there was another one. Where is that? Down here? Take that again and just rotate it 90 degrees. And again, we're going to resize this real quick. Start it here. And I'm just going to do this until I get the rough height like that. Cool. So let's do that. Let me check it on here. Oh yeah. And then here I'm going to cut it off about right here. Just like that. All right, and then I'm going to hit the save and check it on the mesh. Make sure it lines up correctly. And it does. Next up, I want to do this top right here. So this is the little circly bit up here. And I'm not going to do that like I said. I'm going to get like a square piece. Like this guy. Right? And I'm going to put it right here. Hold shift and just scale it to where it's like that same kind of shape. Rasterize. I'm going to set this to screen, but I'm going to do a inner stroke of like 2. And we can do an outer stroke. That should be okay, I think. Should I stroke to stroke or not to stroke? Let's just hit save here. Let's check it. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I don't think I need that. I can hand draw those fuckers in. All right. So I'm good with this. Let's get these carvings to look like carvings here. So I'm going to take this and do a gray scale map of 100. Just like that. And what I want to do is with these red lines, I want the gray within the red to look bevelly. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take this to a color overlay of 75. Like that. When I say 75, I mean like 75, 75, 75 is the RGB code. Now I'm going to select this, go up here, shift, paste it, do my fill at nothing. And I'm going to do an outer glow, which is fine. So now you can kind of see it's starting to look a little bevelly. So that should be okay. If you want, you can take this up higher to like 150. And then here, no, I don't want that one. I want this one. You can do this much darker AIO. I mean, this much darker. Like this. So that's a way to do it. I might do. Can reduce that spread. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm going to do it just like that. Cool. Then these guys here, I'm going to convert into a smart layer and rasterize, set as screen. But now I'm going to just kind of lower their opacity because I don't need them that freaking bright. Cool. So now let's do a save out. So we're going to save it as a copy to the desktop as a PNG. Hit save, and now we load up Mixer. I already have my texture ready to go. I mean, well, my mix is ready to go. But I'm going to take this, and now you can already see it's all set for us. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We can export this as Ruins Chair 01. It is at 2K. The vanilla was at 1K. So this should be a nice step up. I'm going to take all of these and just put them in a folder and hide them. I don't need this UV mesh. I'll keep the UV mesh right now. We'll come back and do the stone seat and back, but I just want to make sure that this metal is okay. So I'll go to my desktop, test 2, Ruins Chair 01. Is this one? I'll rasterize that. Tweak the levels on the AO like I do. Set them to multiply, combine that with the albedo. And that is our texture, of which I will now darken and add a little contrast. And hit save. Okay. Now what I'm probably going to do is come in here and draw in some highlights. But for right now, I'm just testing this. Here's our new normal. And let's check the normals, make sure, okay, so this does not need to be inverted. On a lot of the ruin stuff, there's no inverting happening on the normal, which I find odd. Okay, take this and put this as my alpha. Save this out. And now we can check it in NifScope. And there you go. Not bad. Not bad. Just double checking everything here. Now if we want, we can go into our alpha and draw some of these highlights here. So I'm just going to go, it doesn't matter, we can go as high as we want. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to get a thin brush. I'm talking like a 3 pixel brush here. And you just go in, that will do 5. And I'm just going to hold shift and just draw some straight lines here. And then I'm going to put a Gaussian blur on it. Something like that. Set it to screen. I'm going to do the same thing here. Actually, let's do this. Let's do all of them first. Oops. I mean, it kind of already tells you where the highlights are supposed to be, you know? Okay. And it's just the small little details. That's what people will notice without realizing that they're noticing it, you know? That's why I try to do these small little things. All right. So now I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to do Gaussian blur. I'm going to do like a screen on it. And also do a soft light or that. I'll do an overlay. Save this out. So it's just what we were adding were things like this little highlight, just like stuff like that. That's it. Hello, Herman. What do y'all think? Good? Not good? I'm cool with this. Let's put that stone on. So I'm just gonna do something a little irregular, but I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna just chop out this very quickly. Cool. And I'm just going to create a layer here. Just paint it white. It doesn't matter right now. And I'm going to grab something called my Nordic stone texture that I've already made. And I'm going to set this to multiply. invert and rasterize. I'm going to select that, make that selection that I had, and copy and paste this stone right there into it. If it lets me. Yeah. There we go. So that's all I was looking for, was that. Okay. Of which I can now hit save. And then I'm going to drag the normal over. I'm going to copy that. Delete this normal. I'm going to copy that layer and just, ooh, we didn't do this. We forgot to change the size of this. Aha! Look at us not do things correctly. So I'm going to copy and paste that there. Get rid of these and redo that again. So I'll take my chair 01. Put this above it. Turn that off. So these are now good to go. I'm going to take, actually let me back that up real quick here. Because I'm going to take this stone, rasterize that, invert it, delete it, and now let's work on this. Let's raise this up a little bit. There we go. Let's reduce this a little bit to like that. Cool. Now this is ready to go. So now we have a stone seat and stuff. This I'll just resave real quick. And there it is. Oh, we forgot to turn this back on. Just like that. I wonder what would happen if I did this. That looks pretty cool. Let me try this. On for size. Oh my. That does not look shabby. Let's check it out in game. So this is file save as textures, clutter, ruins. Textures to do textures, clutter, ruins. This is my chair. Textures, clutter, ruins. Let's replace it. Let's jump in game and check it out. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm glad we all like it. I will say, we've had so many people sign up to the Discord based off of the 2023 Skyland load order, the 40 mods or less load order, etc. And I'm thinking about doing a video highlighting our community's Xbox load orders on the Discord. So if you want your... Oh, look at this. Look at this. What do y'all think of that? Huh? What do you think of that? That's good looking. I think we're done. That is a good looking ruins chair. Now, what else is the ruins chair used on? Good question. I'll show you. It's used here. No, it's not. It should be. Why isn't that showing up where it's supposed to? All right. It is here on this coffin, as you can see. It is used here on the bookshelves. Obviously. Now, this rim right here, this rim, I need to find out what texture that is, because this is I thought I did those textures, but apparently not. So I need to do a little more sledding up of a couple other textures here. But I am pretty happy with how this is turning out. Very much so. Very much so. I'm just checking a couple other textures that I know I've done. Like these guys. Let me see. We have these doors here have been done. Now they're metal. I don't really want to change them from being metal, because to make them look like stone wouldn't be right, I don't think. These guys are stone. I might add some more cracks and stuff to them. Now this is like, maybe I could just say it's like a metal trim on the bookshelf. It's like inlaid metal. And that would be okay, right? That'd be okay to say that. Okay. Let me check it out here. This is all done. So let's see. So chart. I mean, I have the. It says it has 8 textures, 10 textures, 8 textures, but it won't tell me which ones. Oh well. I have the mesh pulled up already. So here's my dilemma. This metal bit here on the front of the table is obviously metal. That's obviously kind of stony, rusty metal looking. Should I make the two match, or is it okay for them not to match? This is the question. Okay? I might do this on a case-by-case basis. It doesn't take that long to do it. I mean, seconds. Just seconds to do. I loved making this dungeon, by the way. If you've never been in Granite Hill before, check out this dungeon. It was really fun to build. But I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to take one of these. Yeah. All right. That's what I wanted to see. So let me pull up a couple of textures here. This guy, this is done. This does not need to be touched anymore. That's fine. I am going to go into here, and I'm going to look at this ruins table. Pull this up. And I think this is the one I'm going to sled up. I'm just going to sled this one up, and we're just going to call that a day. Right? So we just take this, and you just do this like overlay on it. Right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop out this table bit here, because that's weird looking now. Cool. And this one here. Oops. Forgot I did that backwards, didn't I? There we go. So that should do it. Let's do that. Save this out. Fine and linear. And then here, I'm going to take this and rasterize it. But I'm going to take this guy. Just paste that here. This, select inverse. I can get rid of it and just delete it from here. And this guy I'm going to set to overlay. Cool. I might actually do this. Let's take this, rasterize, invert it. Let's do a brighten on it. Like that. Yeah. And now let's do this brightness and contrast on here. It's stone or metal or rusty metal. It's something. It doesn't need to be overly glossy. You know? Save this out without an alpha. Now let's check that in game. I should be much happier. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Jackson. 100% correct. Herman, I think you all are correct. It's eye-catch, and Jackson, I think you summed it up absolutely perfectly. It's eye-catching in all of the wrong ways. 100% agree with you. Y'all are artists. You are artists. I love it. Do y'all ever think about that, like when you dress? Like before you go to the grocery store or something, you like look at yourself in the mirror and you go, this is eye-catching in all of the wrong ways. Me, I don't. I used to. I don't anymore. Which I think makes me much cooler now, considering that I don't care what I wear. Oh yeah, see? The bottom of that table looks so much cooler now. Let's check out the table over here. Oh yeah. Yeah. You see? You're right. Now it's eye-catching in all of the right ways. Y'all were absolutely correct. 100% correct. One honey. Cool. Well, thank you. I don't consider myself an artist, but I appreciate it. There's something about this table that I don't like the carvings on, and I've been fussing and fussing with it and fussing with it and fussing with it. And I will show you. Since the table texture is open. So I'm just going to take this table here. I want to see if I can just pop this. Right? I just couldn't get too much. I couldn't get too granular with the carvings because it was starting to cover everything up. Is basically what it was. So we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to tell. And that's okay. Now, this is fine. Let's open up. Let's open up our meshes. I'm going to get rid of these UVs. Take this. Let's go ahead and dump these into where they need to go. This one we get rid of. Ruins table will go here. Empty our recycling bin. Now, clutter, ruins. Here it is, right? So this guy's using Ruins Table 01, which we have. right? So ruins table 01. Ruins table 01 in. That is as it should be. What is this using? Ruins chair. Done and done. And these are using the ruins, clutter ruins ceiling lamp. Which is, oh, is it ceiling lamp? Yeah. Done and done. So I don't know why it was not doing that. Let me see the other one. No, not that one. Yeah. I bet I know what it is. I bet I know what it is. Let's do sarcoph. Check it. Static mesh improvement mod, fucking up my game. It's exactly what it is. This is using SMEM ruins sarcophagus parts. There you go. So SMEM clutter ruins. Let's go there. Let's check out and see what SMEM is fucking up for me today. SMEM clutter ruins. Here we go. We've done ruins chest. I've done ruins chest nails. I've done ruins chest small. Those are done. I've done ruins pot. So we just need these two textures. Let's open them up. This is the bad boy we need to do. This is the one that's fucking up our program. Well, thank you very much, Herman. I like the stone picnic table too. So this is going to be very much how we just did the last one. Trace the lines. We'll paint these highlights. I will put in a border from our folder and call that a day. So this is SMEM Clutter Ruins. Let me check in here. Texture SMEM, new folder, clutter, new folder, ruins. Yeah. And this is where they'll be saved. So let's close these out real quick, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, close this, and pop them in there. This is my mod folder. This is what's live in the game. And I'm just going to edit them straight from there, so I don't have to worry about pulling it from here. In fact, I'm going to close that. I'm going to keep that open. I'm going to close this. I like to keep all of my stuff like organized, right? Okay, cool. And then I'm going to open these up in the shops of photo. This one, oops. This one should be fairly simple. This should be fairly simple. I don't see this being a problem. Some nice little gradient overlays, and we should be good. So we'll see here. You should see a dip in the normal. No dip. Oh, that's the vanilla normal. Ugh. Okay, and it's not inverted. We're gonna do it better. We're gonna do it better than that. We're gonna do it better. So, shake it off. Shake it off. Make sure that y'all like the video if you're here. Hit the like button for me, please. I got a bug in my coffee. I guess I don't drink my coffee fast enough. Okay, we're gonna barrel roll through this. Let me scoot up. Let me get adjusted here. Okay. Still not comfortable. But whatever. New layer. We have our red brush of splendor. I'm gonna get like 12. Yeah. And literally just start going to town. And actually 12 is way too big. Let's do 8. Not 85. Here we go. Now you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. I want to know. Yeah, that's fine. Just be close, right? That's all you gotta do. Still maintain that carved look. Well, I'm glad I did the vanilla one and the static mesh one. So even if you don't use static mesh improvement mod, or your static mesh improvement mod doesn't include this mesh, you're not going to be left out in the cold. You know? I know this doesn't have a border there, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's called Artistic Freedom. Actually, I don't know what it's called. I call it Artistic Freedom. Oops. Artistic Liberty. That's the word. Right? Come on now. This is going to take me at least an hour to sketch. So I hope y'all are in for it, because we're going to be here for a second. Okay? We're going to be here. Really just wanted to get this border. We're going to be here for a moment. Cool. Border done. Now, what I can do, I might do this. Let's take this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to do a texture export UV template. Just call this SMIM. I'm not going to save these or anything, but I'm just going to use them. And just back this out and I'm going to open that up. Right. And just paste it, I think. Color overlay of green. And then edit, transform, and scale. I'm going to do height of 50%. Just like that. Yeah. So now I can kind of see like how far I need to actually draw these lines is really all I'm looking at. That's all I care for. Okay. I should even do just another border, but I'm not going to. So here we go. Let's start here. I like to start at the interior of the swirls. It's just easier for me to draw them. And then I just go out of bounds, because I'm going to delete all of that anyway. I think a lot of these are just kind of like hinted at. As long as it's just swirly, I don't think anybody's going to judge you on the artwork. Like, if you're like, go off or something, draw out of the lines, I don't think anybody's going to care. That was bad. I like to keep it at least relatively close. It's funny because I can do all of this. I can trace, but I cannot draw. I cannot draw to save my life. Do not ask me to. But I watch a shit ton of like how to draw videos on YouTube. And I try and I try and I practice and I practice. And nope, nothing. I cannot, for the life of me, draw. You're like, draw some anime eyes. Nope, not gonna happen. 3D model? Yes. But anything else? Absolutely not. I can see art. Someone said drawing is just shapes, being able to recognize shapes in what you're seeing. But it's so hard for me to like see shapes. All right. I don't know. Here we are. Swirls. So many fucking swirls. Everything's a swirl. Because they take up a lot of space. So it's, if you need to fill up space, draw swirls. You know? So I get why they were done, but geez. Eek. It's Independence Week here in Chile. So I have to go celebrate with the family. Good night and happy Independence Day from someone. I'm guessing Spain. I don't know. England? Oops. Went out of line. Yeah. There. Is anyone playing Starfield? Or are y'all just like gonna wait? Interested in knowing. Oh, nice. What music are you writing? Organ music? Okay. I think that's it. Let's double check. Sure, we missed a couple lines, but not that many. That's a crack. Alright, I'm cool with this. So I'm going to turn this on. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace this bit and delete everything inside this green square. Because we don't need it. Okay, boom. Now that's all taken care of. I can now focus on these guys right here, and that should do it. And I'm just going to throw some banners in here, and that'll be it. And we'll be good to go. Orchestra. I wish I could write for orchestra. Like, I know like the basic rules, but I hate them. Right? Like you have a bass line and the cello like follows the bass line but an octave higher, and the viola follows the violins but an octave lower, and you know, second and first violins, they do, you know, their unique things. It's like, okay, so everything has its place. That's great. But sometimes I want to break the rules. I don't know. I also like string quartets and quintets. Is that correct? Like if you add a piano to a quartet. I also think one thing I really love in orchestras are the woodwinds. I love oboes. I love the sound of bassoons and oboes and flutes. I don't know why. I just think they have a killer sound. And if you can get like a small little section of woodwinds with a small section of strings, man, that sound is awesome. And I think the reason I like woodwinds is because, well, Star Wars. Star Wars and John Williams in general. John Williams loves his woodwinds. They're in everything. Jurassic Park, he did Jurassic Park. They're all over that too. Indiana Jones, same thing. Even though they're all different styles of music, different sounds, different attitudes and feels, you can tell it's John Williams. And his use of woodwinds is fun. Yeah, but the bassoon and oboe. sexy. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why. My mom, of course, wanted me to learn how to play the violin. Every mom wants their kid to learn how to play the violin. I knew, even at a very young age, my hands were way too ginormous to play violin. And they go, well, that's not really an issue. And, you know, now that I'm older, I know it's not an issue. But I'm glad I took up the guitar. Taught myself enough piano to be dangerous. And no way would I apply to play in a band as the keyboardist. Like, that's not going to happen. But I can do enough to record, and that's all I really care about. The flowbow, I cannot say that I've ever heard of a flowbow before. Oops. Where's Brandy and Vixie tonight? They're usually yelling at me by now for something I've done. Ah, I keep messing this up. Why can't I draw this line? Oh, I almost messed it up again. Let's just start from this side. Oh, jeez. It's a very tough one. Ugh, that sucked. Flute and oboe played in unison in their middle register. Are they, so they're not an octave apart? That's pretty fun. I don't think I've ever like picked up on that before. But flute and oboe are nice. Oh, both played their middle register, so it would be, it should be apart. I don't think the oboe and the flute have the same range. So I think the oboe would be lower, but I could be absolutely wrong. I used to have a chart that showed the ranges of all the orchestral instruments, so I knew where to place them. But of course, people memorize that. And then I memorized their location in the orchestra. So from like your left to right, like if you're in the audience, it's like on the left, strings 1, then strings 2, then violas, then cellos, then behind the cellos is the contrabass. That's for the strings. So I know how to pan them in the studio, if that's something that I'm wanting to do. But if strings are composed well by somebody who knows what they're doing, mixing, when I get to mix strings, I barely touch them. Do the panning, little compression, maybe a little bit of nice bass and treble EQ, and call it a day. I don't really mess with strings that much. They sound so good just by themselves. And like I said, if everyone's doing their part that they're supposed to be playing, you don't really have to touch it. Okay, just gotta do this little swirl and that one's done. And we're almost done with this whole texture. Yeah, I thought the flute could go higher. Yeah, Brandy and Vixie don't love us anymore. You're absolutely right about this. The last few streams, they've been AWOL. They know I stream every Monday. Since Ahsoka came out and I can't stream on Tuesdays, when Ahsoka's over, I will go back to streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The making of it? Oh, the making of the textures? Ow! Messed that curve up. What are you writing your music in, Zarlet? Yeah, all of that's messed up. Let's do this again. Keep it a little tighter. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Okay, I think that's good. Nice. Last one. Ew. It's right here. Not quite. Perfect. All right, I don't think I missed anything. Oh, we got this whole other side to do. Oh, we just copy and paste it. Okay, never mind. I was like, shit. Okay. So let's take this and we're just gonna pop it right about Oh, I don't know. Here? That looks good. Done. Music score. Yeah, music score is cool. Yes. Yeah, the town is super fun. I love doing the town. I'm not gonna lie. The town is fun. Granite Hill was, I really enjoyed doing Granite Hill. So again, doing this new town is kind of like just jumping back into Granite Hill, and I really, really enjoy doing it a lot. All right, so we're gonna find something that kind of looks like these Celtic knotty things here, right? Should be fairly simple to do. I have a couple of things that I can choose from here. There was one that I had. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's a nice square pattern. Yeah. I think I used this guy. So I thought it was pretty cool. But then there was another one. I'm going to see if I can find it. It's like this. This or this. Take this guy and just blow him in here real quick. Just for shits and fucking giggles. This one. None of these. No, I was in here already. Hey Zarlik, are you able to listen to music and rewrite it? Or do you have to have the sheet music? Like, can you chart by ear? Alright, so we're just going to use this one. Okay, and I'm going to do that. That's roughly the same size. I'm going to double check that here. That should be good. Okay. Now I'm going to redo this. Just like that. Duplicate, drag it down. Just like that. That should do it. Okay. So now I'm going to do this at 125. Okay. And then all of this red. We're going to do a color overlay of 75. This I'm going to bring up. Let's bring this up. Let's go 150. Cool. These I'm going to copy and convert, rasterize. pull them back. Let's do screen. They don't have to be fucking brilliant. Okay. I'm gonna try and see if this works. Let's do the outer glow. Yeah. Oops. So the only issue, okay. So let's do that. Let's do this color overlay. We're gonna put this back to here like that. That's fine. But I'm going to duplicate this, turn this off, and I'm gonna get this guy. Let's do a select inverse. Sorry, no. This. That's what I'm looking for. Select inverse, delete. That's what I want. And this is going to have a different effect. See how that looks. Better. Let's try that and see what happens. So I'm going to do a layer flatten image. Select all, copy it. Select all, copy, new. Sorry, let's not do that. Let's do new and set them both at 2048. Control V, and then I'm going to do save as copy to the desktop as a PNG. And let's load that up in here. Boom. Oh, that looks cool. Export this as SMEM coffin. Cool. Let's go back in here. I'm going to just do that. I'm going to put all of this into a folder and turn that off. And then let's go ahead and snag our SMEM coffin. And rescale. Just choose the top corner. Rasterize. Level up the AO. Convert and rasterize, and then I don't need this, I don't need that, no. I'm gonna snag out my stone that we enjoyed from before. Rasterize that, set this to multiply. Rasterize. Set this to like an overlay because we think that's cool looking. And then I'm going to hit save. Nice. Now, let us pull in the normal. So I'll pull this in first. Like so. And then I'll get my SMEM coffin normal. Set to 100. Take both these and rasterize. This guy I'm going to do as an overlay. And that'll be that. Print and rasterize this bad boy. Let's take this. Rasterize and invert it. And then I'm going to do it with a stone. And then I'm going to brighten it up. Set to overlay. Pull it back. Now before I do this, I'm going to open up this one. Yeah, we're good. So this is going to be this guy. Boom. Let's check it out in game. That was quick and easy. Took an hour, 1 hour for that whole texture. Yeah, orchestrating sometimes sucks. It's like if I don't hear it in my head beforehand, it's very hard for me to orchestrate. At least I need at least a melody line or something to hear everything. You know what I mean? That's what I need. All right, check it. Okay, cool. The table looks better. There's our carvings. There's our new carvings. That doesn't look right. This does not look right at all. Interesting. Interesting how much that doesn't look right. I guess that's right. I don't know. Let me get rid of this. Something is wrong with that, I believe. And I'm not sure what. Oh, this looks cool. This top part does not. Makes me wonder if it's backwards. Makes me wonder if it's backwards. So let's do it in NIF scope. Right? So I'm going to take this. Let's pull up my texture folder. Ruins chair. Texture, clutter, ruins, chair 1. Chair 1N. Alright, that's Q. This is ruins table. Okay. See, here it looks okay. It's really glossy, though. So let's go into here. that's what we were looking at before. I think this guy, I might just do this and do that with it. Let's try this out. I'll say this is this guy. Okay. Turn this on. Let's go into here. Take this brightness. Less contrast. That's just not going to work. That is just not a good alpha map. So I'm going to go into here. Snag out my SMEM coffin. Alpha. Get rid of this one. I think it needs to be even darker. Nope. Doubly less shiny. I like it without the brownie bits in it. Let's do this. Take this guy. Multiply it. I'm going to add a hue saturation on it. There we go, something like that. Yeah, that should be good. Let's check that out in game. Super late, but hi y'all. Hey Jazzy J. It's not 16K. Exactly. I knew I was making a mistake somewhere. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's a little bit better. This just doesn't seem right. There's something wrong with these carvings. It's not reflecting right. And I'm not sure exactly why. It could just be the lighting. Something funky. Something funky. I don't think I did the carvings right in the height map, I think is what it is. That's what I'm going to chalk it up to. So let's take a look at those again. I think that's my problem. I don't think I did the carvings right. So I'm going to get rid of all of this here, because we got to redo it anyway. I think the carvings are messed up. These carvings are good. It's the outside carvings that are not good. It's these guys, right? So let's take a gander at them, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this outer glow, and I'm just going to say rasterize layer style. Okay, let's do this. Let's paste. Nope, let's do a select inverse. Paste. And go away. And then let's do an inner glow that I'm going to do as blank edge. And I should make this as an overlay. That. It's hard to find the good balance, not gonna lie. Something like that, I think will be okay. If I set this to multiply, then we get that weird halo. That's gonna be it, I think, right there. Okay. Layer flatten image, okay. Select it all and copy. Back it out. New 2048. I really don't need to do 2, but I'm going to do 2. That's just what I do. Save as a copy, as a PNG. And let's try this again. See, that looks right. That looks very right. So now let's load this up in here and transform scale to 200. Boom. Rasterize. Levels, as you do. Multiplier. Rasterize. And then put my stone over it. Not gonna rasterize. Transform first. 200%. It's actually, that's the real 100%. Multiply, convert and rasterize, overlay. You can also do a soft light. I'm just gonna do an overlay on this. Okay. This color, yes. Let's get this bad boy back on. 200, like that, rasterize. Let's get the normal for this coffin. Okay, rasterize. Under the stone, set the stone normal to overlay, convert and rasterize. This is fucking fine. And then save that out as a normal with an alpha. Fine and linear. I think that looks a lot fucking better. Yes, I do. Indeed. Let's go check it out. Brandy is here. Oh my god. Yeah, we didn't think you liked us anymore. I know life is busy. So, what I was typing before was somebody in Starfield chat on Discord, and I don't know if they... Hold on. Was this actually an Xbox chat? I hope it was a joke. Anyway, somebody in Starfield chat said, I found a Skyrim Easter egg. There are 8 planets in the Sol system. In Starfield, the Sol system. There's 8 planets in the Sol system that represent the 8 divinities, and 1 controversial planet representing Talos. And I didn't know if they were joking or not, so I was like, you know that's the solar system, which has 8 planets. All right, yeah, that's fine. That looks a lot better. That looks like I wanted it to look. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're okay here. Everything's fine. How are you? This looks like it's supposed to look now. Okay. I was worried. I was worried that wasn't going to look right. You think it's a joke? Okay, good. I know that the person who posted that is common, you know, pretty, you know, normal on the smart scale. So I was surprised if they were going to believe that. I was like, you don't believe that, do you? All right, so the sarcophaguses are done. The sarcophagi are done. Let's take a look at our chair one more time to see if we still like it. Yes, we do. Oh, that back looks good. This looks legit. I'm good with this chair. I'm good with the chair. But we had to do the chair because the sarcophagus and the table also uses the chair textures. So, you know, you see how everything kind of like fits together? We're good with these. Yeah, I'm awesome with all of this. This looks so good. I'm glad I redid those textures because I wasn't too happy with them, with how I did them before. And so now they're up to snuff in my opinion. Yeah, I redid the chair. So I'm very happy with how it came out now. And of course we got new tables here and new bottoms, but the new tabletops look a lot better. They don't look like a weird bumpy white, I don't know what it, like marble or something, but now it looks like stone. Now it looks like it's supposed to look. Everything looks good. Now we just have, the last thing we have to do is this dish, which is also the lid, right? Which should be really simple to do. But this I'm going to close out because we're good. We're good here. All right, and I can close this out because it's good. So this guy, this is the guy right here, and this should be super easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a selection here, and it's going to be a janky selection. It's going to be jaggedy. And then we're going to apply the smooth modifier to my selection. And it will make everything curve. Like the corners aren't going to be jaggy. They're going to be smooth, which is what we want, right? Now, I don't know what's happening here. Maybe I should get the UV map for this. I don't know. I'm just gonna follow this. I'm just gonna do that. I don't know. Shit. Let me add this in here. Let's do that. Okay. And then I'm gonna do it here too. We'll just go around this way. We're gonna have to do the inside line again. Remember, always do your outside lines first, because you're gonna mess up like I just did. So now I have to hold Alt to make a negative selection, which is basically going to cut out. Right? Does that make sense? So we're going to cut out of this outside selection. Before I go, by the way, I want to actually show you something. So now that this is selected, we're going to do a mesh. We're going to do select, modify, smooth. Five pixels is more than enough here, okay? Create a new layer. And I'm going to do something like at 150. It doesn't matter. You can do it at 100. I just do 150. And there's our selection, right? This one I'm not going to touch. This interior one I am going to touch. I'm going to create a new layer. No. Create a new layer, and I'm just going to fill that in real quick, right? And I'm not going to worry too much about its color because I'm taking the fill down to 0. But I am going to do this gradient overlay, and I'm going to set it to radial. Yeah. Maybe I'll do linear. I kind of want to do radial. Angle, reflected. You know what? Screw that. Let's do a inner shadow. I'm going to set this to red just so I can see it, right? I'm just going to do this. Right? And I'm going to set this to like 100 or 125. So it's a little darker. And then I'm going to do this inner glow from center, softer. I'm going to do like 100. Okay. I'm going to set this to normal. Opacity's here. So we can go even darker. Let's go to 50. Like that. So we've kind of created this dishing effect, is basically what we've done here. And I'm going to create one more layer at the very bottom, and this is going to be at 125. There we go. So that's what we're looking for. All right, so now I'm going to do save as a copy to my desktop as a PNG, save that out, open this up, go into here, load it. Boom, there we go. Kind of see that we have a little bit of dishing going on here. There's some lines from the gradient. Because the colors are so close together, it causes a gradient. What you do is you just kind of just do this blur. And there you go. You're all done. And so we have these highlight borders. Everything's good. I'm going to export as coffin lid. And then in here, I'm going to import it. I'm going to do test to coffin lid. And just pull that in. Just like that. And make sure our image size is correct too. 2K. Rasterize. Darken up our AO. Set it to multiply. Combine that with our albedo. Rasterize. And now let's pull in our stone texture. Okay. I'm going to set the AO to multiply. Combine that with the albedo. Rasterize. Set it to overlay. Just like that. Convert and rasterize. And then we just hit this. Save it out. As that. Without an alpha. Find and linear. Save. I'm going to do new. 2048 by 2048. Oops. File new. 2048 by 2048. And I'm going to drag in this guy. And our coffin lid normal. Right here. Rasterize both layers. Stone needs to be set to overlay. Now I'm going to get this roughness map for our lid. Invert it. I'm going to copy that and just put it right in our alpha map here. And we're going to darken it so it doesn't reflect. And that's fine. And then I am going to check out the OG one first. Yeah, we're good. So I'm going to do a save as this tub right here with alpha, fine and linear. and then we'll check it in game. And that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote, y'all. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. This has been super fun. We got another 30 minutes or so to do with the stream. If you are here hanging out with me, please do me a solid and just hit like, because that just lets me know that I'm on the right track, giving you the right content. If you don't hit like, then I have to find other types of content to do instead to make you go, wow, I like this so much. I'm going to click an imaginary virtual button so people get imaginary internet points. All right, here we go. Yay, and there's our lid. Which looks fine. And the inside of the coffin looks disgusting, which is exactly what I want. Disgusting looking. It looks like a body rotted in there. I should put guts and stuff in there. Cool. Let's move on. Let us move on. I love my jugs. This is what started this whole bits and bobs, were these jugs and the glazed jugs. And the mod was going to be called Dirty Jugs, because that's hilarious. Also, did you know there's a chest up here that I put up here, by the way? Yeah, in this second chamber here. Chest, here in the corner. You don't even need a key. I don't think anybody's ever found it. But yeah, once you walk down the big ramp in that back corner, I don't even know if anybody knows about the trap door when here. Chest. I even put a light up there to kind of like show you, like, hey. Let's check out down here real quick. Yeah, this all looks good. Everything that I've done in Nordic looks good, I think, so far. I did these guys, and I like them. I'm not going to do the stone texture over them because I want them to look metal. Right? I'm not going to do that overlay bit like we did with the furniture. So those are going to stay stone. And then I also redid... Let me do... Actually, let's just do this. COC Whiterun. That was the crawl space in Granite Hill. So I'm going to go check out this Whiterun. This one. Oh, it's coming to Xbox. No need to worry your precious head over that. So let's look at these dragon stones real quick. So I redid these guys. And I redid them as stone. Obviously, it's a rock. But I'm going to just check something out real quick. We can close all this because this is fine. So I'm going to close and close. And I'm just going to pull up Dungeons, Textures, Clutter Ruins. Is that correct? And I'm going to pull up... Let me see. I thought it was in Clutter. It might just be in Dungeons. Yeah. These textures. So these are the dragon statues. These guys are. And I think I'm going to try and do that stone overlay on them. Just to see what it looks like. And we don't have to keep it if it doesn't look good. I'm not going to be offended if it doesn't look good. Okay, so I'm going to hit save to that. Fine and linear. And then I'm just going to drag the normal map over to this guy. Rasterize, and I got to flip the green channel. Set it to overlay. Not going to worry too much with this alpha. And then Dragon Statue 02 is going to get the same things, but I'm just going to copy this and just paste it. Overlay it. And then this guy, hello, who just did something. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see here. I gotta watch the stream. Saved by Grace, I think. I just pulled up a normal map. Shit. Well, anyway, welcome to the party. Thank you very much. Okay. So this guy I want to copy and paste here and set to overlay. Save this out. Done and done and done. Now, let's go check the dragon statue in game. Will it look good or not? I can't tell. I don't know. We're going to see. I think currently they're too smooth looking and too clean, and that's why I'm trying to like slut them up a little bit to make them not so so clean looking. So fresh and so clean. We don't need that. By the way, I've got a little scrunchy ball here that I use constantly. It's a kitty cat stress relief ball. It doesn't have the little, it doesn't blow back up anymore. It broke, but I keep that. And I've got my baby Yoda in a backpack, a little Grogu. What else do I have? I have a Waffle House Holiday Tradition 2013 pen. I don't know if this can be seen. There we go. So I always keep Christmas in my heart year round with this thing. And then Daniel from Daniel Did It 3D printed me a Dragonborn figure. And so I keep this on my desk also. Now you know it's on my desk for no good reason. Okay. Here's to hoping this looks good.
I bet we have
Yeah.
rabbits again. I'm getting sick of rabbits.
I think it looks fine.
Not me.
Like nothing special, nothing crazy. Just looks like a dragon head. I mean, you know. I wish the cavities were darker, but I might tweak that later. You know? But that's just me. I just wish the cavities were darker. That's all. But like I said, I'll see if I can figure that out later. What I would like to do... Hey, I didn't know there was a chest over here. Did y'all know there was a chest here? Huh. Who knew? I didn't. Let's check out the map. Thank you, Brandy. Yeah, I just want the crevices to have more dirt build up in them. That's it for me. I'm going to turn on TGM. The God mode, so I can run forever. Because in here, I'll really be able to tell if they look good or not. And then I want to show you something in my new town. That I'm building. So here we can kind of see it. These things I made metal, and I'm going to keep them as metal. They kind of look like stone, but whatever. You know? They're fine. You know? They're fine. Let's move on. Right? Like, you see them, like, I don't think that that's going to be an issue. Nobody's going to go, that looks like rusted metal. It is a metal texture, but I don't think that's going to bother anyone. So I know exactly where I want to go. Yeah, you know what? That's okay. I think that's okay. I think that's okay, actually. Yeah, it's a good... It matches the rest of the stone. It matches a lot better than I thought it was going to. And it matches a lot better than it did before. Here's something new. The handles are new. New trap handles. Everybody complained about these things, so now you have new ones. We have new gates. New gates, which obviously are metal. And then, of course, you've seen the new tables, the new bookshelves. So this bookshelf here is now all done. A mix of the chair, the coffin textures. Has like 3 different object textures on it. Let us continue. These are already in bits and bobs, but new stands for these soul gems. New soul gem stands. But that's already in bits and bobs. Let us continue. New trap buttons. This trap button looks cool as hell. Oops. I fucked up. These trap buttons look good. I don't want them to blend in or anything, or I'd make them out of bricks, but I think that they look like a part of the ground, and I think they look really cool, and they look a lot better than vanilla for sure. They look a lot better than the Static Mesh Improvement mod ones also. Haha, it didn't get me that time. All right. Moving on rapidly. I'm going to redo this thing, I promise. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't knew. But these fire pots, I redid the fire pots, by the way. Don't know if you knew that. But yeah, fire pots have been redone. Small little things that you just don't notice. But I consider that a part of dirty jugs, right? Because they are jugs. Here's another gate here that's been redone. Changed up the symbols on the side to more Nordic looking carvings instead, because I didn't like what was there. I did it 3 or 4 times and I just wasn't liking it, so that's why I just went with something different. Now going through here, the game is lagging a little bit. Jump down. I've been through this burrow so many times. I could almost do it blindfolded at this point. And then we will load in again. Here's the wooden version of this door. And I really like the wood in this door. I think it looks really cool, but I think this door looks really good. So you see like this 8 symbol, this little lacy looking symbol. That was what was on the other thing, and it just didn't look right. It was getting janky. So I replaced it. But I think that looks really cool. And like I said, I love the wood texture. Thank you, Chardero. Thank you, Zarlek. Yeah, I like the gates too, Brandy. This is where I wanted to get to check all of these guys out. Let's get ourselves a torch. Dooby-doo. There we go. Yeah, see, with that stone texture, I think they look a lot better. They look so much more at home now. I'm going to keep them like this, because I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like it. This no longer looks good anymore. Y'all remember when I did this? We're going to redo this. I'm going to redo it on my own time, but I'm going to redo this, because this is not the same quality as this. We did this very fast. It's cleaner, but it still looks dirty, you know? It still did the dirty. Cool. I'm happy with all of this. And then our sarcophaguses look very good. The lid looks good. Yeah. The interior looks good. Yes. All of this is nice. I'm having a hard time finding a vanilla texture, so I know that means that I'm coming to the end of this update when I'm having a hard time finding textures I've not done yet. I think we've done just about everything in this dungeon. Everything has been Skylanded. Yeah. The only thing that we've not done... So these wall carvings I've already done, but I'm going to redo these wall carvings again because I can do them better now. So I'm going to redo all these wall reliefs. So this is the last two textures I have to do, which is actually one texture. One's just lighter, one's darker. But these puzzle doors. So I'm going to redo the puzzle doors. And then I think I'm going to be pretty much totally done. I'm debating if I'm going to do the dragon claws at all. So, you know, as you know what a dragon claw is. So this guy, right? So I'm debating if I'm going to redo the dragon claws or not. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to. We'll see. We'll see if I redo them or not. We'll see. I'll do one, and if it comes out well, then I'll do the others. You know? But I'm definitely going to do these puzzle doors, which I just call not fun doors, because they're not really puzzles. They just make you, it just takes time. All right, so check this out. COC AAA. COC Markarth Side Origin. I want y'all to see what I've done here. Here we go. Check out this new town that we're building, Markarth Side. I'm going to get rid of my torch because I don't want it. All right. So this is our town. So we'll do set game hour to 15. I don't know. Yeah? Cool. So this is our new town. I only have to do the general store interior. That's the only one I've not done. And I need to finish making the NPCs. But I want you to see the magic shop. I've worked hard on this magic shop. I've worked very hard on this magic shop. Still not done. But it is cool. Check this out. Oh, we got floating books. We got flying papers. We got shelves. Yeah. When I get done putting crap on these shelves, it's going to be awesome. I want to put some like ingredients here with like a book and a stirring spoon for the pot. Yeah. It's going to lag hard. And then, of course, our bedroom. Which is just the bedroom. It's fine. All right. But yes, so the magic shop, in my opinion, looks freaking awesome. So much processing. I think I might have gone a little too overboard with the interior, and it makes it lag. I think that's just me, though. I think that's just me. I think I went too overboard on putting all of that stuff in the interior, and it was not happy. That's what I think anyway. All right. So at this point, these are all fine. These are all fine. I might touch up these dragon statues just to like make them a little bit more contrasty. But for right now, I'm okay with not doing that. I don't need to save this. Yeah, I want to save. Yeah, we'll save it. Fuck it. Nordic, save. But I think I'm okay. So let's look at what we have to do. I have a thing here. If this will close. Cool. So I have Nordic textures to do. And in Static Mesh Improvement mod, I just have like these skeletons, but I'm not going to do the wall skeletons, I don't think. So I'm going to delete that. dungeons, here's my 2 puzzle walls, and then I have these 2, which are stupid easy, right? These are really fast and easy, these 2, but the puzzle doors will take me a little bit. And clutter, I have the sconce base to do, right? The sconce, the ruined sconce, and the ruined sconce base, which is what I said that I've already done, but I'm going to redo it again. And then we have our dragon claws. The square dragon claws are duplicates of each other, and I believe that these are duplicates of the main first one. So like I said, I'll do one, and if it works out, then I'll do the others, but I'm not 100% I'm going to do the dragon claws. And then Imperial, I just have this one metal texture I need to do. And that's basically it. So I'm thinking like a day's worth of work, possibly 2, but a good day's worth of work, and this could be all done. And that means that I can get the AIO and the bits and bobs updated. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to let you all know, I am going to put this ruins clutter stuff, I'm going to put it in the AIO and in bits and bobs, because the architecture and the clutter, they all share textures with each other. So if I put just the clutter and bits and bobs and just the architectural stuff in the AIO, you're going to have meshes that are half textured. So I need to combine them and put them in both the AIO and bits and bobs. So sorry about that, but that's how that's going to work. Here's the question. Should I upload a new mod that replaces Ruins Clutter Improved? Just do a Skyland Ruins Clutter. Would that be something that's beneficial? So for people that don't want the AIO, that don't want landscape, that don't want bits and bobs, should I have Skyland Ruins Clutter? I don't know. I'm debating that. I don't want to offend the mod author of Ruins Clutter Improved. I don't want to offend them and come out with a mod going, here's the same mod again. You know? Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to take pot shots at other mod authors. So I'm kind of like, I'm trying to be sensitive here, you know? Because I hate it when, like, a mod author will do something and then another mod author will, like, try to capitalize on that. I don't think that's too cool. If any of that makes sense. I don't know. Clean up my files here. Close some stuff out. Yeah, and a lot of people say, oh, it just offers better choices. And I get it. I do get it. Why is this thing tanking? Why is my stream just tanking on there's no reason for this to be tanking, but it is. It's not happy. Let me see. I'm just gonna hold on a second here, okay? Everything says it's green. Is my stream buffering or is it good? Yeah, I just don't want to offend the RCI mod author. That's the only thing by coming out with a Me Too mod. Anyway, that's all the news for me. That's what I've been doing. And so I hope to have this out by end of week. Okay? End of week. Anyway, but everyone... When I'm not in game? Okay, cool. But everyone who does landscape retexture... Yeah, but this is literally an RCI replacer. Literally an RCI replacer. That's the difference. This is a direct shot at RCI. And so, yeah, I just don't want to offend anybody. That's my thing. So I'm going to think about it. I'll confer with others and see what's up. Your opinion is noted, and I appreciate it. Anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching. It's been super, super good. It's been a super fun stream. We got a lot knocked out, and I'm happy with that. I only have a handful of textures to do, and then I want to get it updated. And I want to make sure that anything else that I've made has been put into, you know, the AIO and all of that other stuff. Everything's good to go. All right. Anyway, thank you very much. It's been emotional. I appreciate you all. I want to say thanks to everybody who's viewed, everybody who's hit the like button for me, everybody who's hit up in the chat. It's been fun. I really like to see all the familiar faces. Even if people can just pop in for 5 minutes. I wouldn't do this without you guys. So thank you very much. And I will see you all in the Discord. We will be back on Thursday night, 9 p.m. sharp. So make sure you join me 9 p.m. on Thursday. Put it in your calendars, and we will talk to you all later. Good night. Mwah, 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 mwah. What?